Hi guys, Harry here. Before we start this week's episode, we just want to let you guys know that there are some issues with the recording this week. There's some static kind of throughout the episode, and especially towards the end, which we are aware of, and we only became aware of it when we started editing this week's episode. So please excuse our shitty recording. We're still in the early days. This issue should be resolved for next coming episodes, but we just want to let you guys know. Anyway, back to your regularly scheduled programming. Enjoy!
Yeah, what of it?
Hello everyone, welcome back to Yeah, What of It. As always, we're going to be chatting hella steez. You got me, Kehan, and then joining me is...
Jake.
And it's also Harry.
Hey!
Hey! Before we proceed, what's steez mean?
Steez? Style with ease.
Style.
Obviously.
Style with.
Style with ease.
Sweeze.
Steez. Steez.
Spell it for me.
S-T-E-E-Z.
Yeah, but where's the W in there? Because you said style with ease. It should be Steez.
No, it's just
Steez!
Oh, hang on, I've
Just
googled it. So in slang, yeah, that is correct. Can confirm. However, in the Oxford Dictionary, it is a person's distinctive and attractive or impressive style of dress or way of doing things.
Oh.
The example is the pearl studs added a snazzy touch to her steez. It doesn't sound right at all.
See, there you go. I'm expanding your urban lexicon.
Oh, thank you so
also
much.
our Oxford lexicon, because now I can use that in work. Right, should we...
What have you guys been up to this week, though?
Oh, yeah.
Have we done more than our last episode, where the weekly recap was about 30 seconds long?
I created a new creation, which is a pancake with an egg inside of it. It sounds exactly as the name is.
What sort of egg, though? Is it like...
Fried egg.
A fried egg?
No. So I put pancake batter around the outside of my pan, and I put an egg in the middle. I then cooked it, and then the secret to make it a special Jake one is that you got to flip it twice and then barrel roll it, which I videoed and sent in slow motion to my missus so that she knew that I'd done it.
Yeah, pancake day at work.
At work?
Yeah, so at work, it's quite a big office, but barely any people actually work in the office. Most people work from home, and they keep putting on these events. So, like, we have one every other month where they give us an update to the company, and like 5-6 people turn up, and so like Pancake Day, they were like, oh yeah, we got a lot of pancakes and shit, and I was like, perfect. And so obviously I was the only one that touched the Nutella, and I put probably half of that fucking jar on hella pancakes.
I had a team meeting where I had to go into the office, and we do like a question of the week. And this wasn't the question, but there was a question at the end, because everyone remembered it was Pancake Day. And the question was, what do you put on your pancakes? And everyone's going around, it's like, lemon and sugar, I put bananas and chocolate. And then it gets to one of my colleagues, who just goes, right, everyone's going to think I'm proper weird. And we're like, oh, go on, it can't be that weird. Thinking it would just be like...
Butter. Butter's pretty weird.
Butter or something. That's only one combination. It was like butter, sugar, which was fine, but then vinegar.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Oh.
And,
With butter and sugar?
Yeah.
No.
All in one, all on pancake. And her reasoning was that it's the sweet and sour flavour. And all I could think was, why the fuck would you want that on a pancake?
I like Tankastics, but if my chicken was sweet and... Oh, sorry, I said my chicken. You know, if my pancakes are sweet and, like, sour, there's something fucking wrong, isn't there?
Yeah, it's not right.
Yeah. I thought my weird one was going to be weird, because I like... if it's available, I will put cheese on a pancake.
Yeah, but provided you don't put sugar, that's okay, because a pancake mix is the same as a Yorkshire pudding.
Yeah, no. None of that.
You've got to make a decision whether you're going with a savoury pancake or if you're going with like a nice sweet dessert one. You can't fucking mix them. Like, why?
Vinegar is not even at the top of my mix of the savoury pancake toppings.
It's not even on the list for me.
The sweet and savoury is not the issue. It's just the vinegar. Because think about it. Chicken and pancakes or chicken and waffles.
Yeah, that's
very
an
nice. Option, and you usually have
syrup on that.
Maple
syrup on that. Exactly. So that's sweet and savoury, but
the
just
chicken
not
just
vinegar.
becomes sweet. If you put syrup on chicken,
vinegar.
it becomes sweet. Yeah, no.
If you put vinegar on something, it just becomes solid vinegar.
Yeah, it's just vinegar. It's like, what? That's the issue. It's not the sweet and savoury. Don't put vinegar on your fucking pancakes.
Oh, Joe, I forgot. I did have something vaguely interesting happen at work.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I went into our IT support office, right, to pick up a laptop. Now, in true British fashion, I did the polite thing. I walked in, I greeted the bloke who was giving me the laptop. I said, thank you. I looked around the room, and then I left. As I looked around the room, I noticed there was a man sat at a desk dressed in a fireman's outfit, head to toe. Right.
Okay.
I looked at him. He locked eyes with me. He had a sad look in his eyes, and I just continued about my day. I thought I won't mention this because I live in the UK. I don't need to make any attention to the fact there's a man dressed as a fireman. We later found out the reason he was dressed as a fireman was because he burnt the toast in the office, set the alarms off, and therefore he had to spend the whole day sat at his desk dressed up as a fireman.
I'm going in tomorrow to get my next tattoo booked. I'm getting a face tattoo, boys.
Is it my face on your face?
No, and I just get a tattoo like down by like the front of my ear.
What is it going to be? Is it a big floppy donkey dick?
It's gonna say 0800, God is dead.
There's worse things to get tattooed on your face.
What's your objection? What, like a rose?
Like a rose, yeah.
Oh, you should get a teardrop. Like you've been in
Oh, no. The teardrop, and then you say, you killed someone? No, sorry, it's supposed to be a watermelon seed.
I don't need to give you my opinion on your life, Kehan, because we both know that you just do stupid shit for effect.
Just the word stupid shit for effect. Just get that tattooed on you.
I actually would. Don't tempt me.
No, you would.
I would put Ashley. That's actually a litty tattoo.
It's not, but
I could probably put it under "Do Not Resuscitate."
you probably could.
Yeah,
but then it's going to start looking
wider.
like a shopping list or like my notes in my phone.
Do not resuscitate.
Your shopping list. Say do not resuscitate.
We'll just put notes at the top, and then like once you get the list done from your chest all the way down to your belly button, we'll just put like last edited in 1st of January 2026.
But every time it's updated, we're gonna have to scribble that out and get another tattoo.
Well, that'll be the last part of it, Harry. Obviously, duh.
Oh, of course.
Silly you.
What am I like?
Well, that's a bit fucking weird.
Right, so who wants to go first this week?
I've got some heated vengeance for today. Just so that we're all on the same page. Generally, we task ourselves with finding something a bit fucking weird to talk about from the news or from the interwebs that we know. Yeah, that's generally the rule.
Yeah.
Yep.
But when we first discussed the podcast, yeah, what of it? It was wide sweeping statements that are on a hill that you will die on. I have combined the two with my hatred and sheer passion that weathermen not only are pointless and stupid, but should get fucked. Right?
Okay.
Oh, is this that? Yeah, carry on, carry on.
Now, this all started back in January this year when the news that I use Bing at work, right?
That's your first issue.
That is
your
my
first issue.
It is. No. Right, I use Bing. I've used. It also happens in Google Chrome, so I've checked both. Okay, but since January of this year, they've gone. There's a beast from the east too coming, and it's going to snow England under, right? In 2 weeks, and they've said 2 weeks every week since January.
That is true.
And originally it was going to hit the whole of England, and then it was going to hit Scotland, and then it was only going to hit London. And they keep moving it about. They've also, as of, when was it? 2 days ago, it was going to hit this weekend. And now, as of today, it's going to hit in 2 weeks' time. And I've got a pet peeve with that, because that's like me going on news every day and then just going, it's going to rain soon. Just every day. Until it rains, right?
It's no longer news, is it? A guess. Welcome to BBC Just a Guess. at 6
Exactly.
p.m.
Yeah, but that's what the weather is. You can't say it's a definitive.
out.
Yeah, cool. They're using readings and stuff, but it is just an educated guess.
No, because I then today, instead of booking hotels and doing things that I should have done for my job, I spent 2 hours watching documentaries and reading into how weather is predicted. Okay, to see how reliable it should be.
Right. Yeah.
So, do you want to start from grand scale downwards, or do you want to start from small scale upwards?
I feel like we should start small and work our way up.
Okay, so at the very, very smallest point, there's weather stations stationed across the entirety of the globe, where every morning scientists go out and they release weather balloons, like Chinese ones, but actually in their own area. Right? It goes up, it collects the readings of like air density, water, and that sort of shiznit to give a reading of what the air is like above currently where they are.
Yeah.
Right? They also have a bunch of local volunteers. It's mostly in America they have loads of these volunteers, but they rely on volunteers that collect rainfall and spot weather. So they're like, oh, it's raining. Let me text the weather number to let them know what's happening at that moment. The same with rainfall. They go, it rained 2 inches last night, or it rained 40,000 gallons. They measure all these things. They're just random old people doing shit. Okay, and that can be used to almost give you 100% accuracy of what the weather is like in your area because of the weather balloons and the people doing it there on the ground, right?
Yeah.
The next stage up they use is they collate that data and make maps. And they're like, oh, there's a low weather pressure front coming from the north, and there's this coming from the south. And when they combine, they make a hurricane, right? So they can predict that.
Yeah.
Then it gets larger. Now, out to sea and stationed hundreds of thousands of kilometers apart are either buoys that register the same shit, right?
Sorry.
Or as the Americans call them, buoys, right? And there's also inland stations that can collect this data over hundreds of thousands of kilometers, as well as satellites, which are called the DOES. I'm sure they're DOES satellites, or DOES, one of the two. But it's like 13, 14, 17, and 18 are all up there. And they cover the west coast, or the western hemisphere, and the eastern hemisphere of the world, right? Now, across the entirety of the planet, there is a law that is agreed on by everyone, including North Korea, Russia, and China, that with everyone, they all agree that they will share weather reports. It's all free information. So China will tell you what the weather's like, the same as America will tell everyone what the weather's like. And that's so they can predict and see where natural disasters are coming from. This has been in place for a minimum of 1990 odd, right? That's how long it's as a minimum that I could find, right? And they've upgraded the computers to be the 7th fastest in the world in 2016. With all that information, you're telling me for a fact that you've seen snow coming every day since January the 7th to February the 21st, and you have gone, a couple of weeks. I get the immediate response for tsunamis. They can predict that. They can predict like hurricanes and not earthquakes, tsunamis, hurricanes, thunderstorms. They can predict that. They can also predict when wildfires are going to happen, which I think is dope. All right, use it for that. I don't need you to tell me that snow might be coming. It might be coming. Maybe it's coming. Just get a better job. I feel like meteorologist is the same as an astrologist now. I feel like my Cancer sign has as much to do with me as Mercury being in retrograde and fucking snow coming to the UK.
What is your horoscope for today? Let's find out.
Astrologist is not the same person that does horoscopes, Jake.
No, I know. I meant astrology, but I've gone on a bit of a tangent.
Hang on.
I'm not a Scorpio, though.
Yeah, an astrologist or an astrologer is a person who uses astrology to tell others about their character. What's your astrology sign?
I'm a Scorpio.
Scorpio horoscope today. Let's have a... Today is a good day to make changes in your life. Some people very close to you may try to ruin your positive attitude, but there is nothing to worry, as you are strong. Simply stay away from them and be a judge for yourself. Don't be sad about anything, and let it go with the flow.
See, it's kind of true. We had an insult match this morning.
What's your horoscope, Kehan? What's
Virgo.
Virgo. Okay, Virgo. Fantasism or obsessive thinking may be something you need to look at today, Virgo. Common areas for such behaviours are in the pursuit of money, power, success, and romance. There's a fine line between ambition and obsession. If you find that you think of nothing else but one fixation, it may be time to talk with someone about it. He or she may see what you don't want to see. And then it gets weird. You are born to lead and are used to facing challenges, but a psychic reading can keep you one step ahead. Click here to learn more.
Just out of interest, Harry, could you please tell me a zodiac reading for a Libra?
A Libra.
Yeah.
It's just loading. Don't act impulsively today, Libra. It could be easier to confuse this with spontaneity. One has more thought put into it than the other. With this day's influence, be certain to look before you leap. Think everything through, from decisions to projects to contracts. Read the fine print more than once. When it comes to relationships, be careful not to trust too quickly. You have a great connection to the universe, but sometimes you need to just stop and listen. Find out more in a psychic reading.
So, if we could just send that to Putin, that's his reading for
He's
today.
a Libra! What star sign Putin is.
Yeah, he needs to not act impulsively and be careful of new relationships.
Lad Bible failed me today. There was nothing funny on there at all. However, woman badgered by badger at petrol station. So the sub-headline says, this is the moment a woman had to flee a petrol station after being terrorised by a badger. This is her quote. There it was. I was scared when he chased after me. I dropped my curry trying to get away by going down 2 different aisles. He was always close behind until he went into the bathroom. A police officer walked in and saw it, but then just turned around and walked back out. Let me send you the video, because it is great. Later on, we get some information about badgers. Badgers are the UK's largest land predator.
No, Prince Andrew's the largest land predator.
Yeah, but luckily there's only one of him.
Cool.
That's my story. A bit lacking on funny stories this week. The other contender was, I hope this isn't yours, Kehan. There was a case where a bridesmaid walked into a room. She was with the bride, and she was going into a room to meet the groom. And she opened the door, and the groom was being breastfed by his own mum.
I saw that!
How is that not a story to tell?
Oh, I don't know. It didn't really surprise me for some reason.
That's not normal, Harry. You know this, right?
Yeah, I know it's not normal, but I don't know.
Cool.
I read it, and I was just like, bitty and all that.
Classic.
It's just, fucking Little Britain did it years ago. The headline for this is Bride Alarmed After Discovering Groom Being Breastfed by His Mum Before the Wedding. And that's all there really is to it. I don't think she married him in the end.
Really?
Was it because of that?
What a catch!
Oh my god, no! She did. She went ahead with it.
No.
Yes.
He's got to be minted.
Yeah, and the thing was, this obviously wasn't a one-off because the mum was still lactating.
Oh god, yeah, you've got to.
You got to keep going.
Stimulated. Do you reckon she told him that was normal? Because at some point, you've got to tell your child it's a secret. Don't tell anyone else because this is weird. Otherwise, he's going to bring it up in casual conversation, the same way you bring up what you have for dinner. What did you have for dinner last night? Oh, my mum's tits. It's just
mummy milk.
Does that mean I've got too many questions, and I'm too upset to. Kehan, what's your news story?
My news story, right? It's not as obscene as the breastfeeding parent. Mine is, and this is across the pond, and it might be a cause for concern. The title of the news story is Super Pigs weighing up to 45 stone that, quote, eat anything and are, quote, biggest threat to mankind. So basically they're hybrid super pigs because some scientists a while ago crossbred wild boar with domestic pigs, so that's why they're now as angry as wild boars, but the size of domestic pigs. The biggest fear is obviously the size, its temperament, and the fact that it can carry hella mad diseases.
Of course it can. I swear to fucking God, there's been so many films where they do shit like this, and it just goes tits up. And we watch the films and we go, oh, you know what, we'd never do that in real life. And then it's like the next day, and it's like every scientist in the world goes, "Oh, you know what we should do? We should do that thing which we said we weren't going to do yesterday, but do it today."
Well, I mean,
we've got Jurassic Park and all the Jurassic Worlds. They all go tits up, don't they? And they go down in quality as well the more you watch them. There's a film called Splice where they splice lizards and humans, and it gets incesty, and it's weird.
Yeah.
Show me what you got.
Right, I suppose we should spin the wheel for this week then. Here we go! Number 14. You wake up in a furry-run society. What do you do?
oh, Kehan, you can go first.
I'm gonna have to somehow gain control. There ain't no way I'm gonna be a furry. I can't.
What's your
just join it.
persona, though?
I don't have a persona.
If you're, like, you've got to get an ID, what would be on your ID?
I don't want no. I don't even know a furry name.
But it's always like,
Master 69.
well, that's always something stupid like Moonbeam Dark Shadow or something fucking weird like that.
I've got an issue with dark shadows being a thing, because shadows are just dark. I know some shadows are darker than other shadows, but all shadows by definition are dark. So dark shadow is redundant.
That is true.
I feel like, and this might be horrible to the people in the furry community, but what's that movie where this guy wakes up in the future and everyone is
Oh, dumb as fucking he's not.
It's a film called Idiocracy.
That's it. That's it. You want to watch some clips from it? It is absolutely hilarious, especially when he gets the tattoo.
Oh no.
The main guy in it is Owen Wilson's brother.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
But yeah,
wow.
I feel like for us to get to that level of a society, we would have had to have lost a few brain cells, meaning I'd be the only normal person, and I feel like it would be that situation where just being normal and not stupid like the rest would be plenty enough for me to gain control over the society and then basically turn into a modern ancient Egypt.
Well,
Does that mean that you'll end up like Jesus, though? What if they crucify you because you're better than them? I reckon they'll kill you.
I reckon they'd kill you.
I'll end up like a pharaoh.
Fair. Alright, so your plan is to enslave the fairy race and try and revert them back to normal people, or just enslave the fairy race?
We're going full pharaoh. We're going full pharaoh.
Okay, Jake, what are you doing?
What, right, easy peasy is what I'm going to do, right?
Okay.
I'm going to start off normal, right? I'm going to wake up and be like, oh, this is the furry run society. I too shall be a fairy. Naturally, though, I'm going to be human-kin. I'm going to walk around, I'm going to smother myself in, like, petals and shit so I smell nice. And everyone's going to be like, look at that weird guy, like, he thinks he's actually human-kin. I'm going to start a subreddit of just, like, human rule 34 and get like a small community of people who are tired of dressing up like a badger every time they want to fuck their sister, and just want to dress up like a human being. And I think what I'll do is I'll just run like a small Reddit server / Discord server living off of benefits. I'll just become the furries of the furries world, but I'll be a fleshy. That's what I'll do.
Oh,
No. Is that what they're called? Fleshies.
Oh, that's what I'm gonna.
Oh, for God's sake!
Right, there we go.
What inspired this question was I watched a YouTube video, and one of them was about this furry convention. I think it was in 2015.
Yes.
It's called Rainforest. It was done by the Internet Historian. Shout out to him and that team. And
Get to those story.
basically, I think the long and short of it is that rented out one of the halls at a Hilton hotel, and then it just fucking descended into chaos. And there are people shitting in diapers, and then leaving the shitty diapers around the hotel. It says here, I'm reading an article on it, booze, mushrooms, and nitrous oxide were just in the hallways with the shit. they'd order pizza to the rooms, shit in the pizza boxes, and leave them outside of people's shit laugh, and leave them outside of people's hotel room doors. During the convention, it was visited multiple times by police, who arrested people for normal assault, sexual assault, drug possession, and the fire department was called, and like teams of plumbers. But that's what sparked this question. The way I'm thinking of this is, if I've woken up with it, let's say tomorrow, that means overnight something would have happened, put these people in control.
Does that mean your missus is now a furry as well?
Let's go with no, because it's a furry-run society.
Oh shit! Yeah, not even everyone's a furry.
No, not everyone's a furry.
My one, I just thought everyone was a furry.
I thought everyone was a furry. To be fair, as well.
I think it'd be the sort of thing where it's like cool to be a furry, because it's like if there are furries in power, I feel like that'd be one of the first things they do is like dress code for everyone is your persona.
You say that, but I don't dress up like Rishi Sunak.
Oh, speak for yourself. But anyway, my thinking is that there would have to be some sort of like underground resistance group to our sudden furry coup. So, I would have to. I would seek out this underground resistance and somehow work with them to overthrow the furry overlords. I'm not sure how we'd do this. I presume by shitting in a pizza box and leaving it on their front doorstep.
Potentially just washing once or twice a day.
Yeah.
Might.
Well, the thing is, if you confiscate all the Lynx Africa in the world, yes, it will affect some prepubescent boys. However, the incels and, dodgy furries that think that by spraying Lynx Africa they are clean, they will panic.
Yeah, but some of them don't want to cover their natural musk with that smell.
They don't want to cover their natural pheromone.
The thing is, right, is I can get behind... Now hear me out before you tell me this.
No, go on.
It's always good when he says hear me out.
I can get behind not wearing deodorant, right?
Yeah.
I cannot get behind not wearing deodorant and then hopping into a giant fursuit all day long.
Because you gotta get hot on them.
And they don't look very easy to clean.
Yeah, because you got to clean not only the inside, but you got to expect that the outside's going to get dirty because you're shitting in pizza boxes. I
saw a video on I think it was Facebook yesterday or today of this little kid well excited to go to the park until he notices that the park is just overran by furries just climbing up and down the slides. And the furries are tall enough to be, and I'm going to be generous here. I'm going to say they're tall enough to be 14 years old as like a low bar. I'm going to pretend and hope and pray they're 14 because that's vaguely more acceptable. It makes me sad because some little boy was like, "Oh yeah," and then saw just mate. Can you imagine the smell?
I don't want to think about it. Just the illnesses and diseases because it's just a fucking containment suit for bacteria and viruses.
Mate, what if one listener is a furry and you've just well upset them now?
Well, hopefully a million ants will listen.
We have all the ants in the world listening to
They love what of it.
This picture's going to make you sad, Harry, just so you're aware.
Is this the mole?
I couldn't find the one that I wanted to, which was one that a picture my dad took. Essentially, what I was going to let you know is that mole claws, especially the ones in the UK, actually are just big fingernails.
Oh my god, I haven't even clicked on it yet, but that description makes me want to throw up.
Yeah,
that is vile.
The star-nosed mole is to make you upset, but...
Yeah, the star-nosed mole I have real problems with. Because just like normal moles without a star nose, if you ignore the fucking demon claws, they're almost cute. I just imagine this could be another question. Imagine you're a mole.
Imagine you're a mole.
Like the thought of waking up at night because I hear something shriveling about, and I wake up and I look down and lie on my back and I lay down on my chest. I look down on my chest and there's a mole sat on my chest. I feel like I'm about to throw up. Just thinking about it, like
they're not that bad.
It's the fact star-nosed.
They look really soft.
They are really soft. I've touched a dead one.
But look at the fucking claws.
Could be worse.
Do they have eyes?
Of course moles have eyes.
Do moles have eyes? You know what? First suggestion: the moles have eyes.
Thing is, they have eyes, but they don't work very well. They're like blind, basically.
Yeah, they're colourblind and nearsighted. So actually,
Yeah.
I have quite a bit in common with these
I
moles.
was going to say, you're essentially a mole.
Oh no!
Which is why moles in cartoons usually wear glasses.
Oh, I clicked on the images and they're vile.
There is a movie called The Mole People
Oh, mate, make Harry watch it.
from 1956.
Right, one of us needs to do an outro now. This is this is just devolved into chaos, and I feel like I want to throw up.
And on that bombshell, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, what of it?